I'm going to inspect the element in Chrome. And if we expand the A here, we can click on the before in order to edit the content in that pseudo element. And let's adjust the margin really quick. Let's try 0.3, 0.4. Okay, it looks like 0.3 is the winner here. So I'll switch this over to 0.3. Now let's do a quick search in Font Awesome to see if we can find an icon that's a little bit more like this one. So I'm going to go back over to the cheat sheet. Let's keep looking at the user icons here. Okay, none of those seem to do it. Let's do a search for person or face. Okay, so we can do a quick browsing of the icons here, but I don't think we're going to find another user icon. So our choices are to either stick with Font Awesome and trust that this compromise will be okay with the designer, or we can use something like Fontastic in order to start compiling additional icons that we'll want to use that don't necessarily match the look of Font Awesome. Or we could do something like use an image. Now in this case, I think I'm going to trust that we'll be able to make this minor adjustment and explain to the designer why it's beneficial to standardize on this icon. Something we can do though to bring it a little bit more in line with what we have here is to make it a bit smaller. So this icon stretches from the top to the bottom of this text. This icon looks a little bit shorter from top to bottom. So let's see what happens if we change the font size a little bit. Do font size, let's do 0.6 EM. Okay, that's way too small. Let's try 0.9. All right, that looks about right. And we can measure whether these are the same size or roughly the same size by zooming in a little bit. And to do that, I'm just pressing Command plus and zooming out with Command minus. Now we're not going to get an accurate measurement of the size, but since we're just looking at the relative size between them, this zooming in could help. So we have about 39 pixels there and about 38 pixels there. So this looks good. I'm going to zoom back out, and you can see as we zoom, it's showing us the percentage of zoom here. So we want to go back to 100. Now, when we change that font size, it looks like it changed the spacing between the icon and the text here. That's because we're using EMs, and we changed the font size, so the EM spacing to the right is going to get a little smaller. So let's adjust the margin here to 0.4. And so it actually looks like it's somewhere between 0.3 and 0.4 now. We could actually do 0.35 if we wanted. All right, let's bring these changes over to our style sheet. Again, by editing this in Chrome, we're editing the styles.css file directly, which means that if we refresh the page, we would see our changes persist. But as soon as we change one of our Sass files and the styles.css gets rewritten, it will refresh here with our changes gone. All right, so I'm going to inspect this element again. We'll select the pseudo element and we'll copy the margin right and font size over to our before here. We'll save it, refresh in the browser, and looks good.